Hello everyone, I'm Wave, and today I'm going to be tackling a pretty strange topic for a video. I had actually previously recorded this video and decided to go ahead and do a new recording for it, and in that time, since I've seen even more people kind of talking about this situation, being the thought process of visual novels on the platform of TikTok, and I guess the only real way to describe it is what people would call it, being Subahebe brain rot, which is this idea of people expressing their love for visual novels on TikTok, but doing it in a way that would be I don't know, I guess people find it a little bit irritating over the fact of they're doing it for clout, and maybe they haven't necessarily even read the games. So I had seen people kind of talking about how those people that are on TikTok talking about visual novels were not real, in quotation mark, visual novel fans. So what I had previously done was went through TikTok, since I'm somebody that doesn't actually browse that platform, was just trying to look into and see how far does the rabbit hole go when it comes to Subahebe brain rot, and seeing is it really something that is a negative thing or not. They held a giant Subahebe event and sold sunflowers to everybody. This is not real at all. I'll go ahead and just spoil it for you guys right here. I actually, after looking for a good maybe 20 or so minutes, and while I did lose some brain cells in the process, I do think overall I didn't really get that vibe. You could see that there was a lot of various things. Where if you type in specifically Subahebe, you get a lot, and I do mean a lot, to where it is kind of weird how it is this almost trending thing that is blown up on TikTok, to where some of the TikToks that I saw specifically for Subahebe were over 500,000 views, which is kind of crazy considering that at least when I had read Subahebe however many years back, it was this kind of visual novel where people were saying that it was this translated visual novel that was probably one of the best translated visual novels that you could read, but at the same time it was something that was niche and not for everyone. So to see that Subahebe in particular was this phenomenon on TikTok was kind of strange to me, but I can kind of get the reasoning behind it. There was a lot of different I guess fan cam edit stuff, but then also some things I remember there was one TikTok I stumbled across where it was just somebody showing an art book and just kind of I guess sharing that passion, and uploading a video of them just flipping through the art book. So in that way you could tell that that was somebody that actually did read the visual novel and thoroughly enjoyed it enough to go ahead and purchase an art book for Subahebe. But when I had kind of decided, okay, I've browsed enough, I went and pulled up something like Sakura no Uta, which is from the same writer as Subahebe, and wanted to see how that was. Wasn't necessarily as viral, but kind of got the same thing, which is kind of weird too, because Sakura no Uta is also an untranslated visual novel, and to see that that was something that was reasonably popular on the platform as well. Speaking of untranslated visual novels, I actually ended up stumbling further on for a series of TikToks that was actually recommended to me, and I guess maybe because I had recently found out about this visual novel, being Triptych, which I have very little information on what the visual novel is about. I just thought it looked kind of interesting, and even that has TikToks for that visual novel in particular. So I think there's a pretty big rabbit hole when it comes to visual novels as a medium and content on the platform of TikTok. And when you just browse literally just the words visual novel, you still get a good variety of things, whether that be Karawa Shoujo, Doki Doki Literature Club, and then more niche visual novels as well. I think from my personal experience of going ahead and diving into the rabbit hole for brain rot on TikTok when it comes to visual novels, and at the end of it, I really do think that you could make the argument that yes, there's people that are maybe making posts about specific visual novels, in particular Subahebe, because it's the trending visual novel on TikTok, as a way to gain clout and I don't know, just be the cool kid, right? But at the same time, I kind of didn't get that vibe, surprisingly. I've seen some like examples posted online, but at the same time, for me, even those like kind of like excessive fan edits that where it's just some CGs with like music placed over it, and I think when you look into like the comment section for these like TikToks, you actually get people like being serious, asking about like, okay, how's the visual novel, like where can I get it, and maybe some people like talking about their experiences with the visual novel. So in a way, I actually think it's a pretty good thing to have that like side of a visual novel community that is on TikTok, because and it's a pretty big platform, so it shows that like, hey, people are maybe getting interested in the medium through that platform. And as far as like actual like community wise, people are engaging in actually talking about the visual novels rather than just making edits of it with just like the express purpose of gaining clout, in quotation marks. I ended up thinking that by the end of it, after looking for a good like 20 minutes or so, that Tsubihime brain rot is actually not all that bad of a thing. Like I said, very strange idea for a topic, but I figured it would be kind of an interesting topic to talk about, especially for people like me that aren't actively browsing TikTok. You might not have even heard about this like strange phenomenon. So yeah, I've been Wave. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.